So, $100 million offers journal. So this is kind of like the first of the two journals within the larger journal. Figure one is the evolution of the table of contents. And believe it or not, the table of contents is actually the thing that takes me the longest to make for the book. And so I actually spend about as long on the table of contents as I do writing the book, which sounds insane. But it's because figuring out what concepts I want in the book, how they're going to lead to one another. And I basically have the book written in my head once the table of content starts. The rest of it is just editing it and making it better and cleaner and shorter and simpler and all of that. But like actually figuring out what few things deserve to be in there, because most times in some of this is the reason leads took so long was that advertising is huge as a concept. Like you've got media, you've got platforms, you've got outreach, you've got paid ads, you've got content, there's so many different ways to get leads. So I was like, how do I wrap all of that into one book and make it actionable and make it useful? Like that was what was really difficult. So that's why the table of contents takes so long. Now this one is about journals. All right, so in the beginning I had like, these are what I kind of want my content sections to be about. And you can see some sort of division within those kind of made it that way. You can see the names kind of changed over time, but like make it high profit, premium pricing, like I changed the names of those sections, but like that's kind of what I wanted. You can see guarantees all the way at the beginning, which I ended up later moving into the enhancing the offer stack. But this is like the beginning of this. And like attract with free and discount, I completely removed from the book. I removed continuity from the book. And so it just got tighter and tighter. And so then this was kind of like my first visual drawing of what I wanted to put in the book. Which was kind of like a visual representation of that. But you can see I even have like naming and guarantees and stuff like up front in the offers book and ended up moving all the way to the end. You can see some of the notes I had: make an offer so good people feel stupid saying no, which ended up becoming the sub headline. And I kept trying to like iterate this and then add in upsells and pricing and then I was like, maybe I'll add in some like selling stuff with the closer framework, and I'll add in LTV stuff. I'll add in like client sources, but then, this just ended up becoming this huge thing. I was like, okay, well, I'll talk about client finance acquisition and then a monetization structure. I was like, that's it. I kept working through this. I was like, that might be too much. And then I was like, okay, client finance acquisition, promotions. And then I tried to create a process there. And then I added visuals to the process. And then I kept moving these pieces around, you can see, to try and get it to work. Then I made it vertical, and then I rejiggered the sections. And then this starts to get a little bit closer to what you might recognize. I still have client finance acquisition in there, and ways to monetize customers, and still ways to get leads, which I didn't even have in the book then. And then I was like, okay, I have to massively simplify this. So I was like, execution, problems and solutions in the middle. So I actually started working from the back forward when I was getting frustrated with this, because I was like, God, like, how do I make this one complete thought so that it's actually useful? And so I was like, execution's got to be there. The thing that they have to sell and like how they're going to make that, it has to be in there. And then it was like, okay, now what? It's like, you're here, you have to price it well, you have to make the thing valuable, you need to know how to enhance it, you need to do it. And so that became this one, which was the final version of the table of contents. It only took, 6 months of working through that, and the many scribbles in between there that wouldn't have been useful for you guys to see that created each of those more final drawings. Because each one of these things takes like a long time to draw each of these little things. And I only get to the drawing phase if I like feel pretty good about it. And so when you see multiple drawings, it's because I like broke everything down and redrew everything again and put it back together. And so each one of these is kind of like a encapsulated time box of like hours and hours that lead up to it.